Hello, and welcome to Anime Pathfinder. This is an anime adaptation of the tabletop RPG Pathfinder 2nd Edition. There will be plenty of homebrew ruling, items, and abilities. My goal is to give off a proper shonen vibe using the Pathfinder 2E mechanics. My name is Jophresh, and we will now begin the 7th episode of Anime Pathfinder, the Dragon, and the Island. Today we are joined by Sullivan, the human fighter.
Well met.
We got Reef, the Azarketi kineticist.
Hello.
We got Kira, the human monk.
Greetings.
And we got Kyle, the catfolk champion.
Howdy.
I just need to adjust that a little bit louder. There you go. Awesome. And a little bit of recap. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Let's adjust the volume, make sure the background is not too loud for everybody. Previously on Anime Pathfinder. In the quaint settlement of Cuddle, our companions found more than mere pause in their journey. Their bountiful harvest not only filled the coffers with coins, but also garnered local support. A handful of skilled deckhands joined the crew, marking the beginning of a partnership that promised mutual benefits. And you will see those new deckhands later. As their ship cut through the waves, a moment of joyous anticipation unfolded. Curious, nurturing hands finally witnessed the hatching of a mysterious egg, giving birth to Lana, a delightful creature with wings and horns, a small, ethereal guardian to accompany them in their endeavors. Not long after, the journey unfolded like the pages of an epic tale, punctuated by the group's altruistic exploits, formidable combat prowess, and successful trade endeavors. Amidst these adventurers, a transformation occurred. Red's fangs, imbued with magical potency, underwent a metamorphosis, ensuring that her bite would carry newfound strength, earned through the crucible of pain. Navigating the vast ocean, the floating bazaar emerged from on the horizon, a bustling marketplace of wonders. Here, Captain Sullivan's curiosity was piqued by an artifact resembling a fruit, its allure irresistible. Succumbing to temptation, he consumed the enigmatic item, its mystical effects poised to shape the captain's destiny. Months later, leaving behind Cascadel, their final port in Arcadia, the crew set sail for Tenkujima. The voyage, however, took an unexpected turn when they encountered a young sea dragon, ensnared by a cruel collar of enslavement. Cal's act of compassion liberating the dragon unveiled a dark truth about its captivity, a revelation that stoked the flames of anger within Reef. As they navigate the seas towards Tenkujima, uncertainty hangs in the air like a thick mist, concealing the answers to their impending fate. The journey ahead promises more challenges, revelations, and the unfolding of destinies as mysterious as the seas they sail. And the floor is yours. As a quick explanation of what's happening, the young dragon had fallen unconscious after after the collar has been taken off. It was giving off quite a pain for the young creature. Lana, what's it called? Snuggled against the creature, trying to support it. Giving it some form of warmth or comfort through the pain that it has went through. And Reef, yes, you are a bit angered by this, as you know that these kind of collars are used for enslaving creatures.
Right.
And just a quick show of your new deckhands. You have Elena, a human female, and you got Lyriel, a half elf male, and you got let me just drag him out. Torian, a dwarf blacksmith. The
My
joining guy.
Sullivan.
goodness.
Yeah, that joined
Sullivan
you
has
guys.
tried to seduce all three of them and failed miserably.
You
Repo,
had your certain
re,
allure, but they're joining you not for the kinship, skinship. I mean, but rather more on the journey and the
Here,
Repo,
adventure.
here, here, karate chops Sully at the neck, knocking him out, and then like kind of apologize for his flirtatious
Reef
attitude.
immediately bonds with a blacksmith.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, that guy's Jack.
yeah, that's like your first best friend in the
Right.
journey. um,
His second best friend.
second, I'm sorry. um, okay, I was
There.
using this merchant as a test, but he is not disappearing, so I'm just
We've got
gonna.
this scene going on the deck.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So yes, so they're around. They're gonna be helping you guys throughout the ship. But yes, so the dragon just has fallen unconscious, and you guys are on your way to your to the coordinates that was given to you where Tenkujima was last seen.
Can Kira use her Dragon Lord to kind of like examine the dragon to see like
Yeah, please go
its
ahead.
origin and
Mm,
how maybe how to treat them too?
of course.
Awesome. Okay, that would be this one. Roll.
Okay, that's pretty decent. Um, so as far as you know, with the knowledge that you studied during your training at the monastery of wrestling dragons. you you understand immediately that with the size of this creature, it's still a young one. It hasn't
Mhm.
reached maturity as an adult, and but even though they're young, they possess quite the power within them. With the details that you see from the creature, you immediately know that this is not just a regular blue dragon, but this is a sea dragon. A As far as you know, most of them are good creatures. They're not as evil as their chromatic cousins. So more of the chromatic dragons, the blue dragon probably would have been more what would you
Friendly.
say,
Okay.
unfriendly, but this one would be more friendly if approached properly. But they're still very territorial, or dragons are territorial as far as you know. But somehow you don't know why. But this one in particular seems as though either it was captured during its journey or it was captured from its home. You just don't know where it is yet. Um, this is just kind of like the information you're putting together just from the color and what you know about this dragon. But normally this one doesn't really stay above shores. This kind of creature stays like under the sea most of the time, and it nests where like there's more corals to hide itself as part of its home.
Mhm.
And that's as far as you know.
Okay, so I convey that information to the rest of the gang. I tell them, guys, this is very unusual. This one is still quite a youngling in terms of like dragon years, and it's so cruel that a slave collar has been put on something so young, and they usually don't even come to this part of the sea. They dwell way deeper where the corals are. It's very unnatural that they're here. Who what could have happened to like force this poor little dragon to come
He's
here?
captured
But
and
what do you
enslaved.
think could have happened? His captors brought him, obviously.
Yeah.
But why? And what about the parents? What this poor creature? And Kira's just petting the dragon
Mm.
as Lana's kind of like nestling near it as well. Oh, Lana.
Yes, yes, Lana.
See.
Young creatures, and same with, any sentient beings, are much easier to mold into a slave from childhood than from adulthood.
Mm.
So my guess is that the parents were done away with, and this one was raised as a slave.
Yeah.
Who would
This-
do something
this
so cruel?
This noble creature
A
is
lot of people.
this
Trust
noble
me.
creature is akin to us. It shares our past. It shares our future.
Yes.
It is
It will
welcome
be part
as
of
a
our
new
crew.
member to our crew.
Immediately. Fire immediately. Yes.
He'll fit in with Sully's menagerie just fine.
Exactly. So
And there we have it. Sully was looking for he doesn't say anything just yet,
Of
but he was
course.
looking for a name for the crew for the entire time, and he just got it from what Cal said. It's gonna be Sully's Menagerie.
No.
the menageries. As you are all discussing, the creature is quite exhausted and hasn't even woken up from all your talking. And from Kyle's assessment from previously with his medicine, it could probably take a while before this creature could regain its strength. No more than probably 2 days, because from its size and the healing capacity of dragons, you would assume that this creature would probably be okay if taken care of by you, of course. In the next couple of days, she should be able to, be conscious by then. But it will take time, so it's up to you guys whether you try to put her downstairs or leave her above here. It's up to you guys. But reaching Tenkujima, you guys are about 4 days away.
We should use it this time to make it a tiny, a very large pirate hat. Well, not pirate. We're not pirates. That's right. So
Yeah,
say a sailor's hat.
Sailor's hat.
Yeah, let's build it like a little tent, and then Reef can like splash water from time to time. I don't know if it
Right.
needs
Mm,
water.
That's true. There's just some splashies. Oh, what roll is this? Oh, it's
6.
decent. Yeah, you're able to put you tied like a piece of rope on top on those of the two pillars where the sails are, and you kind of like grab like a big sheath, and then you just kind of like make a tent over it, and just with everyone's effort, you guys just put the creature a little bit more in the center to get to
it'd
be covered by the tents and stuff, the makeshift tent.
So Reef can occasionally pull water up on her, and I'm sure it
Mhm.
helps ease her
Of
her
course.
wounds with the occasional splash.
Mm-hmm. And
Kind of like a turkey, just a little bit of basting here and there.
Oh my god.
uh, just trying to see if from the aroma of the food it could wake up. Probably, it's possible. But yeah. So it is gonna take some time. Anyone else want to do anything before we time skip a few days later?
I want to talk to our new employees. I want to see their references and
The references. At this point,
What are you gonna call them?
crew members.
the crew.
You just hire a cleric somewhere and just go for sending spells. Like, yeah, so we have this guy here who says he's served under you for. What can you tell us about this Ilina there?
These trios.
Yes, so let me just open up the.
Well, I'm sure we work with
She-
them as a team and get to know
Yeah.
them and
Yeah.
establish relationships.
Oh, you definitely have. At
I'm
this point,
I'm a blacksmith, so I probably, chatted the ear off the dwarf,
100%.
sharing notes and working together on whatever projects and stuff. And
Definitely like help you guys, sharpen your weapons, fix your shield and things like that. You guys have definitely bonded. They traveled with you since Cuddle, and since from Cuddle until now, it's already been about like 3 months. You guys are
Right.
approaching Tenkujima, so you guys have, got to know each other. But just a quick understanding of who they are, thanks to ChatGPT, not sponsored. They are. Alright. Elena is a former member of Cuddle's local militia. Elena sought adventure beyond the confines of her hometown. Drawn to the tales of the group's exploits, she saw an opportunity to test her skills on the high seas, yearning for a life less ordinary. Torian, the dwarf blacksmith. He is a master blacksmith in Cuddle. Torian's passion for crafting extends beyond the forge. Eager to explore the world and challenge his skills in different settings, he joined the crew hoping to find inspiration in the journey. Lyriel, the half elf. Born in the forest near Cuddle, Lyriel felt a calling to explore the world beyond the woodlands. Intrigued by the tales of the group's travels, mainly from the captain, they joined seeking to broaden their horizons and contribute their unique skills to the crew's endeavors. So, yeah, they will be able to help you guys out if needed. Um, but yes, they're around. And
Ooh, cool. Okay, their background seems legit. Okay, I'm vetting them. Okay, got it, got it.
yes. But in terms of combat, they don't have like high magical items as you guys do. They're just gonna be
Just
side
a heads up.
characters. Just a heads up. Don't expect too much from these guys. um.
I don't know. You would think a blacksmith could hold his own, though.
Oh
When
yeah.
you spend your day hammering in metal, I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
do build up a certain strength.
Certain endurance, yeah, he could definitely fend his own, and as a blacksmith, he probably practiced with the weapons he forges.
Maybe
In
there's
fact,
a fear of blood.
Reef probably learned to enjoy to hammer metal as well. It's a nice little workout.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a new form of workout. Yes. All right. A few days has passed, and you guys are about a day away to Tenkujima, and you're already noticing that the weather is like not too harsh yet, but rain on the distance you guys can see like the rain, so you can kind of like feel that based from the reports that you have received, you guys are going to the right direction. Um, the young sea dragon starting to awaken a little bit. Who would be nearby as this is happening during the day?
On the
Lana.
deck.
I'd probably keep checking on its wounds.
So
In
as
between.
yep. So Kyle will be the closest one since he will be tending, and probably Reef for splashing water.
Yep.
The creature like opens his eyes, but like noticing that she is not on the environment she's familiar with, starts to panic a little bit. Like he just moved, and then everyone at the boat felt the shake of the whole ship, and then only Reef would understand this.
All right, I can speak to fishies.
Yes, you speak amphibious. So this creature is speaking like not in common, but in amphibious
Right.
language. It's like, where am I? And then like sees you guys, and then starts like like the little feathers on her cheeks like kind of to rustle, like a little bit more of like when a cat is trying to be fierce. It's like trying to make himself a bit more fearsome. He's starting to like doing a
You're
little bit of
hissing?
not of a hiss, but
Re-
like rather like a rattle on her like feathers on her face. It's like a bit of a rattle, and then doing kind of like a more cautious positioning. And then she's just like, "Who are you? Are you my captors?"
Well, Reef speaks the universal language of peace and friendship.
Mhm.
So he looks straight up at the dragon and goes, "Soup."
And then as he kind of like smelled it, her stomach kind of like do a grumble. It's like she settles. It's like, how do I know it's not poisoned?
Well, you've been unconscious over here for a few days now. If we were to hurt you, we would have done so by now.
Give me diplomacy.
Is it diplomacy for the soup or for the?
For convincing that if you wanted to harm her, you would have done so by now.
Right.
They speak in animal babble.
Blubber, blub blub.
Blah blah blubs. So he
There's air bubbles coming out.
I should kind of like mention that she understood your point, but at the same time, she's not truly convinced about that, and it's just
Right.
like,
Let's have Lana have a little taste, and
Right.
then it could show him that, it's fine if another smaller animal is okay with it.
As you kind of like brought the soup towards Lana, the creature saw Lana as well, and somehow you don't know why, um, they're kind of communicating just from their expressions, and then Lana like nodded.
Sensei's probably hanging out too.
Sorry.
Mm.
Sensei's probably
Oh
nearby
yes,
too.
Sensei's around. Um, but Lana in particular is kind of like they're having a bit of mental thing going on. Lana nodded on the dragon, drank from the soup, and then like Lana like looked back at the dragon and like start nodding, and then the young sea dragon kind of like her stomach grumbles again, and it's like, very well, if you vouch for these people, I'll eat it. And then she the dragon kind of like reaches out to the bowl and then swiftly take it from Reef's hand and then start like drinking like it herself. Just like splashing everywhere.
Wait, did it grab it with its tail? I don't think I saw any hands. Or with its fin.
It would have like a bit of a set of hands. It's just not in the picture. But it
Oh.
has it has like a bit of like dragon hands as you would see in
Aw,
in
little
Great Town.
T-Rex hands.
Something like that. And then yes, it starts like eating, and then while eating, she got a realization that she's not getting a shock, and she immediately drops the bowl and like feels around her neck. It's like the collar.
Yeah, we took
It's
that
gone.
off for you, eh?
You did,
Reef
Yes, it
Canadian,
was.
all of a sudden.
Who took it off again?
Cal.
Was it Cal?
It was Cal.
Yep.
It's the big one with whiskers over there.
And he like and the creature looks at Cal.
Does she speak anything I can understand? Or are they still speaking water language?
At the moment, she's only talking in amphibious, but you can definitely try
Okay.
to talk to it in common.
When she looks to me, I just in common I say, yes, great and noble dragon. We saw that you were enslaved and we freed you. All of us were born from that similar fate, and we are now, a bastion of good that will thwart the slavery wherever we find it. We are glad that you are a noble animal, and probably have similar wishes to do good in the world. And we welcome your healing, and if you need anything, all you have to do is ask.
And she responds in a bit of a broken comment, not like full fluent. She responds to you with things like, "Thank you for the color." And then she sits down a bit more relief, and then like a thunder from the distance kind of like be heard, and she immediately looked towards there, and noticing that you are pointing to that direction, she asked, "Are you all going to that place?"
That place?
And then she
Where the thunder is?
Yeah.
Is that
that was the
Kijima?
direction you guys were going. Yes.
Yes, we are going in that direction.
And then she looks at everybody and it's like, "Why?"
Well,
We
that's
have
where
been
we were.
tasked with an adventure in that direction where our skills are needed.
We have business there. Pathfinder business.
Is it to free us?
I'm afraid not.
Well, depends. What free from what?
And then it's like, I was the only
Do
one
you-
who was able to escape. A woman helped me, and she said she will try to help the others. But as I fled, I didn't see anybody else followed me. So maybe they're still there. So I want to
So
know.
Kira kind of got interested in this conversation and
Mhm.
kind of asked, "What do you mean by others? Is there more dragons where you came from, where they captured you?"
And then
Well, I guess would this Reef would be telling this to Kira because Kira can't understand.
No, the dragon's speaking
yeah,
common
Switch
now.
to
she's
common.
speaking
Oh.
common, but now that's kind of like fluent, as you guys would be talking.
Perfect.
Yeah. So as you kind of like said, that's like, I don't know if they're exactly like me, but I sense their power. They're almost like mine.
Almost dragon.
And
Interesting.
are they all enslaved with the collars?
Not from where I was, I don't know. But from what the woman told me, I would assume we were the same. And then as she kind of like talking, she's like looking at everybody. It's like I was in shackles and chained up with that collar, and the woman only managed to break the chain, and she told me to flee while she helped others. I don't know if others is like me, but I would assume they're also has this, or pointed at Cal, that. But if you are not there to save us, then why do you go there?
We are headed to a different island, but must stop there for more supplies. But we is there a way you can communicate through Reef with more words, bigger words, and give us more details about who was capturing you,
And then,
and maybe give us details on like the environment, where on the island, uh,
mm,
their capabilities, how strong, what kind of weapons, magic. Just kind of give us as much as we can, so we can determine if we are capable of freeing more of your friends or other slaves, as it is a personal desire in
mm.
some of our hearts to share freedom.
And she nodded and looks at Reef and starts talking in like more fluent
Right.
amphibious. And she says, not long ago, I was.
Oh wait,
Mhm.
before you finish that conversation, oh, I am Cal. This is Reef. That's Kira. Do you
Right.
have a name?
um, I, I don't have one. What, like, and it's kind of like curious, like, names?
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll help you um, as you grow and become stronger. You're gonna want to have your own name or how we can call you, and it enables you to establish more of a relationship with others around you, and it allows you to grow and become more strong and more of an honorable and powerful being amongst friends and family. And so we'll get to the name. If you don't have one, we'll help you find one that fits you and makes you grow.
And she nods, like, if that is necessary, then very well.
So it's going to be necessary. We have to be able to call you something.
Like, she doesn't really understand the concept at the moment. Um,
We'll get to that.
and since, as you pointed to Reef, as you kind of like mentioned to tell
Mhm.
the story to him, she's like, well then, Reef.
Yes.
She's kind of like getting used to it. And she starts talking in amphibian, and she said that About a month ago, I was in my home. I heard ruckus, a loud explosion above the sea level. I swam up as to see what is going on, and there I saw multiple boats where this humans, all dressed in black hoods, throwing barrels into the sea and igniting them with fire. And as I tried to fend off these people and protect my home, a man appeared. A man who didn't really show his face, but stepped up to me as if I'm below him. She felt kind of like insulted that like a mere human is treating her like that. And then she kind of like says, I told him I will spare their lives if they leave my home. But the man instead, he laughed and then fought me. He was quite powerful. I was electrocuted and then surrounded. There was too many of them and I got unconscious. The next thing I know, I don't know how long I was out for. I was in this cave, chained up, that collar on my neck already. I was by myself. I don't know where I was. I tried to escape. I couldn't. There were too many chains binding my every limb, and I couldn't gather any strength. Until about a few days ago, that woman appeared. She she had golden like hair, dressed in what's it called, rags. But she helped me. She broke each one by one. I asked her why she's doing this, and she said it wasn't right. And when she freed me, I wanted to take her with me, but she said there are others. She needs to help them first. Then I need to get out before they find me, or he finds me. Her like, she kind of like touches her head a little bit, and then she kind of like, I think that's all I can remember. But then I flew. I got out of the cave. I flew. At first I didn't feel anything, but as my distance grew further and further from that island, the collar reacted. And then the further I went, the more in pain I was. And next thing I knew, I woke up here on your ship.
Obviously, Reef translates this after every sentence
Mm.
to the rest of the group.
Of course.
I like that golden-haired woman. She seems like a good person.
I'm curious too. Is she someone we would know in our past, or is this just a new character?
Like, what is this character you speak of? Kira, give me society.
Society. Oh dear, I'm not good at it.
Well, in this scenario, golden-haired probably means blonde, I would imagine.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. So you know that what she meant by golden hair is the woman was blonde.
So that eliminates about 90% of the population, but it still
Exactly.
remains a pretty big 10%. So
Yep. And she just like, she didn't say anything about this name, so I don't know what to call her, but I just know I would recognize her if I see her.
Okay. Let's go to this island.
what race was she?
She was human. She's human female and looks at Kira. It's about your age.
Oh. Kira's more curious about this woman now. She kind of thinks back, could this be Clara?
You don't know.
So now,
But if you want, you
Kira
can
kind of.
ask for like what she looks like and things like that, or describe um, Clara to see if it matches her description.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So Kira asks the dragon, describes what Clara looks like, sees if it matches up the description. Would I need to roll anything, or?
Not necessarily. It's more like you. Like, how would you remember Clara from how you imagined it?
I have a photo. I have a scroll of her drawing.
Okay, that's perfect actually. And as you kind of like pointed out that sketch, she said, "That's the woman." Do you know her?
You know way too many people.
Like, what are the odds? So again, it's like how do you know?
Yes, this woman, she is my sister, not by blood, but like we trained together in the monastery. A few years ago, she went missing, and now I'm on a journey looking for her. This has been the first lead of my first clue of finding her. Please tell me, how is she? You said she was in rags? Was she hurt? Was
Well,
she okay?
she kind of explained to you. From her appearance, she did look pretty beaten up.
Oh my god.
She had some scars on her arms and legs, and from the patches of holes from her rags, I can see that she has some bruises and injuries on her body.
Kira looks very worried and anxious. She turns to the crew and says,
Has Sully
uh,
joined us
oh.
yet? Has Sully happened upon our discussion
No.
yet?
Sully,
Oh,
bring your
no.
butt here.
No, Sully is in his study writing about
I send Sensei to go
I
get
forgot
him.
about that, man.
he's trying to find stuff that rhymes with Sully's menagerie for his speeches.
More important business, yes.
Priority stuff.
As Sully is in working on his quarters, Sully hears a knock. Not like a thud, but like a soft knock. Pop, pop, pop. And then you hear Sensei. It's like, Captain, the crew's looking for you, Captain.
That's so cute. Oh my god.
Oh, thank you, Sensei. You're always such a great help.
And she kind of like bows and is like, "Thank you."
The little scene where he takes he takes his overshirt, puts it on it, has no intention of putting it on. It's just for
Yeah,
show.
to look
Puts it
cool.
on his shoulder and struts out.
As she kind of steps up and get up from the stairs, then you see that the dragon is awoken, and
Oh,
So
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
while Reef and Kira are still discussing or
Yeah.
talking to the dragon,
Yep.
I go over there and I basically let him know, is like, hey, the dragon was rescued by one of Kira's monk friends. She's trying to rescue other creatures from slavery. It's happened to be at the island that we're stopping in shortly, but
the
I think
island you're
we're
going to
all-
is the Tenkujima itself. There's no more stop. This is like you're going.
Oh, there's this the main. Okay.
Yeah, this is
Uh,
like you guys are
okay.
going to Tenkujima. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going because there's been reports of weird stuff happening, right?
That's right.
This may be why we're called,
Hmm.
or it's an adjacent thing that I think we're being led
And
there by noble.
as Sully asks exactly the same question that you guys asked, and everybody's very annoyed. He's gonna mention like, oh well, we should probably I should write this down in our report and send a comm to I don't remember the name of the
Hero.
commander, but Hero.
Yeah.
I should send a report to Hero about this before we get there. As far as I know, we are on perfect. They have just arrived at the capital, so
Mm.
their eyes should be the
Focus
eye
on
of the Imperial Court should be stuck on them for a
That
little
is
while.
correct.
We'd have time to explore the island. We should hurry and make our way there.
As the dragons are conversing with Reef and Kira, like the dragon said, like, so you guys are going from where I was. If it's okay, as you help me, and as she pointed at the portrait, help me as well. I think I would like to return the favor. I want to help you all reach the island.
That's mighty nice of you. You know, you don't have to face your fears like that. If you need a little bit of time, we can probably. He thinks a little bit. We are pretty far from any other land, so unless you want to swim there, we have to go there. I'm very sorry about that.
And it's just like, no, like with more numbers, I believe that I won't be taken in by surprise as last time anymore. And I would like to pay that man a last visit and bite his face off.
Good, good. Vengeance is a very strong emotion that will support you through that.
Just make
difficult
sure you
moment.
don't bite his head off if Sully has any body parts still in
Right.
the guy's.
He does that.
Alright,
Now, I think it's time to address the elephant in the room.
yes.
No, that's
Oh,
a
wait,
dragon.
wait.
Elephant is a
We have a
different
cat.
thing.
We have a fox. We have a dragon.
Yeah.
Fish
have a
person thing.
We have a ram.
It's a zoo.
Fish person.
It's a menagerie.
Being an
My
elephant.
God.
Yeah. You guys are very
What's this,
diverse.
Noah's Ark?
What kind of power do we need to be packing in order to take down a person or who's able to just capture dragons left and right?
That's a
I-
good
Well,
question.
That's actually a very good question.
Didn't we basically that large turtle is like was not a baby dragon. This is a young dragon. So I think we may be in the realm of
I mean, if we
Yeah.
can't take it, you know me. If we can't take them on, we're just gonna run away. Like, really, our one big important mission is to report on what we find, and that's what we plan to do.
well, if they're
Well,
slaves,
Kira
free 'em. But
might be
we
doing a
do
bit
it
Now, of
more.
course, if there is a way to secure the safety of those dragons, we will.
for other creatures.
Yeah.
Or
And Kira's friend, don't forget. That's why she's looking. The pretty blonde lady.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
help. We'll help.
Finding
We are
second-
the good guys. We'll help everyone we can.
and
But
finding a second Kira, we'll be able to leverage some of that power as well.
double the stunning fists.
Right. Is she a wrestling expert as well, or is she into other fisticuffs?
Clara was very talented as a Dragon Slayer monk. She was top of her class, I would say.
Oh, you can't just blurt that out. Yeah, you gotta. So say it's now called Dragon Playa. Come on, okay? just a little bit.
Yeah, actually, as Kira kind of like slipped that out for a moment, the dragon, it's like looking at her, it's kind of like a bit more worried.
Lana, go.
Use your cuteness.
Pendant Sensei as a diversion.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cuteness overload. So
Okay,
as
from now on, it's Dragon Playa monk.
there you go. The dragon player.
Gently play with dragons.
That's right.
Yep, just like a little rough house wouldn't hurt. Just a little rough house.
Yeah. Don't tell mom.
All right. As you kind of like continue to sail, as you're gonna get close, um, the weather is starting to pick up. The rain is starting to become more heavy, and above, How just kind of like yells like, "Captain, you might want to see this."
Sully is gonna go up with his spyglass
Yes, I was
into the
gonna
crow's
say.
nest.
As you kind of like climb up, you see the island like in the distance. It's clearly noticeable. However, you already can like like you already can feel the waves of the sea is getting more like rough, and from the distance you can using your spyglass you can already see a few tornadoes, a few like big waves happening, like crashing waves in the distance closer to the island. And how just says like, "I don't think our boat is gonna able to survive that, Captain."
Let's ask the expert. Reef, you might want to see this.
I will take a look at the waves,
Yeah.
and well, will the boat survive? I guess is the
Yeah. Give me a sailor. Or whoever has sailor could give me sailor.
that would be me.
I have shipping. No, what is it?
Pretty
Sailing.
good.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Oh,
solid.
that's actually very solid. Yeah, so if you guys try to sail head on with this wave, you guys would have to be really good at maintaining your sail, so you guys won't get drifted off from the force of the waves, and strong enough to hold the sail so that the wood from like supporting your sails won't snap, and like you guys won't get caught up under tornadoes. You guys will be swift enough to dodge those tornadoes. If you guys are able, you guys have to really be on your toes, and everyone's got to really put in the work. And the chances of you guys surviving just with human prowess alone is about 10%.
Oh my god.
From your estimate.
I was gonna say let's risk it, but not
I
with 10%.
don't recommend it.
Wait. What are you guys talking about?
Sailing to the island.
Okay,
And
well
at
we
this
have
point, like the ship is already
water
kind of like bobbing.
creatures. We have 2 water creatures that may be able to assist us in the water. Would that help, Brief? Because you now have some backup.
Well, I think we can leave our hirelings on the ship, and we can go.
No, I
even
meant to help protect the ship in these rough waves. Like if you guys are
under the
in the
water.
water.
I don't know. Would it mechanically?
I don't know. Ask her.
Well, I'm asking the DM right now.
Oh.
Oh.
I have thought of the like ways, but it just really depends on how you guys want to approach. So as I'm kind of getting the hint that like swimming, as Sully kind of mentioned that the minions would stay here, and you guys could kind of like travel
Yeah.
through, avoiding
Wait,
everything above
But-
water.
Sully can't be in water. Has
What?
he
There is that.
taken?
But he doesn't know. But
I cannot swim.
players don't
First
know.
of all,
Okay.
he doesn't know yet.
Ah.
He
First of all,
doesn't know yet.
and second of all, I can give water breathing to everybody. So even
Yeah.
if he can't swim, we can still drag his ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
he can,
bad.
He can breathe underwater. He just won't be able to swim. But players don't know. This is metagaming. No one knows.
Yes. Since we got to level 6, I can make 5 people
Yeah.
be able to swim and breathe and fight underwater.
So there's a surmountable wave turmoil.
But there's
We have
also a
to
way for you
approach
guys to
it
go
to the
through
island?
above sea, where like you guys could sail through, and of course with the help of the young sea dragon, it won't be as rough. So there is a way, in either underwater or towards the water. It's just I just want to see like how would your character decide, in terms of roleplay. How would you guys want to go through with the situation, knowing with your experience, like it could be rough, but there's still a possibility of you guys pulling it off.
I think it's much safer to just swim there, honestly.
Yeah, but
I
what
think
about our
so
boat?
too.
Well,
Um,
we have some new deck hands that can take care of the
Yeah,
boat
but
while we're there.
And Red can stay behind too to make sure everyone's safe. And
how would the boat get to where we need it?
well, maybe they can go the long way around. I don't know if there is a long way around, but obviously we can't go straight because it's such rough waters. Or they can either wait until it's more calm.
As you kind of like mentioned that, Sully, Reef, and How, the ones who used to see the distance, uh, these chaotic phenomenon happening is happening around the island, like the whole
No.
the whole perimeter.
So to get to the island, we have to go through its.
Defenses.
So instead of like obstacles in the water itself is causing some kind of disturbance to get to
so it's like
discourage
Right.
people
like the
making it
strong
inshore.
winds, like this harsh storm is making like the waves like really like like bumpy.
Is there like lore that says this island normally has this natural
From your
phenomenon
report, from your description of your quest, it wasn't. So this lore, this rumor was going around by sailors, where a lot of sailors like saying that they used to go to this island but not anymore because of the rough seas, and then came to the point that people think that the Tenkujima Island is just a myth, that just to kind of like scare off sailors that there are a cursed island somewhere, but that's why you guys were sent here, to kind of like figure out.
So this
why
is the
this
first
happening.
mystery of the mission,
That's
right?
right.
This
Yeah.
is a phenomenon that we have
That's
to
right.
circumvent.
Yeah.
I'd rather not be permanently separated from a crew that we may need,
Mhm.
and an avenue escape that we may need.
Mhm.
So I think we need to punch through the.
Now,
phenomenon.
there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to moor. Is that the right term?
To what?
To land the ship anywhere that it's not going to be caught in that turmoil while we're up doing stuff.
Well, you're
Sorry,
right.
I
So
might
why
have
don't we
not
just-
explained it properly. The turmoil is happening kind of like in a distance around the island, but not
but
on the island
where?
itself.
So on the
Can we
docks and
see-
whatever, it'll be
Can we
fine.
see calm
Yeah.
waters
Okay.
on the other side of it?
Beyond it, yeah,
Okay, like so the bay against the island is
Yeah.
calmer.
calmer, yeah. But it's more like a
So,
certain
yeah, so
kilometer around it. It's kind of like, from your assumption, this phenomenon is somehow happening around it. Probably, I don't know, for a reason that, like, how come the island is not destroyed, and how come there's like a gap in the middle where the chaos is only happening around it. So you could probably assume
it's
that
like
it's being used to
basically
protect that.
a wall of water,
Yeah,
and on a grand scale.
on a grand scale, yes, that's right.
Right, and it's what's protecting whatever evils on the island.
That,
It's
as far as you can
preventing
assess, yes.
casual onlookers to come catch
That's-
them doing something horrible.
That's correct.
So I think we should go through with our ship. I think the best option we have is what the Sun Throne has given us, which is Reef's water powers and a water dragon. I think your combined abilities helping the crew of the ship, I think that's our best chance. That your ability to manipulate water, Dragon's ability to manipulate water, or to help the boat travel through this is probably our best bet. Because I think our crew could probably handle it, but it would probably damage some things on the ship. But I think with your two assistants, with magic and dragon awesomeness, I think we could probably ensure that we make it through safely. And that's my thought. Of course, I'm not a sailor.
Mm.
I just,
Yeah. But maybe
I
the
have
dragon can
faith.
do something, but in my case, have you ever tried to move a bathtub by spitting water at it?
No, but
The scale is basically the same.
the scrub brush that we all played with in the water in the bathtub as a boat, all you had to do is push a little water and it'll move it.
Mm.
So I just could see you using your water, pushing the boat in a way of assisting to keep it when the sails and the sailors moving the sail, because I'm pretty sure I've watched you guys move the sail enough to know that that's how we move this ship.
Mm.
Could you two maybe
But
work
you
together
can
with the
help
dragon and
with the
make some
push
sort
of
of like
water.
barrier?
You can help with the push of water to assist in pushing it faster if we need to move the boat faster in one direction or another. I just think that might be something that we may be able to do. It's kind of like water propulsion as an added measure of
Everyone give me
adjusting.
reflex save.
Oh. What's that?
Oh,
Everyone give
Reflex?
me reflex save.
Reflex.
Dragon was actually evil, is now eating us.
Oh my god.
Sully first.
The twist!
So it begins.
So it begins. Wow, really good reflex. Alright, everyone above 20. Awesome. You four, except the deckhands, you felt like a tug on the boat. Like strong winds are starting to pick up as you guys are discussing it. You guys have like minutes. You guys have to decide how to push through. Either trying to turn the boat around to kind of like, you guys can swim underwater and push through, or you just gonna power through with your ship. And everyone's kind of like slipped. It's like, oh, like from the big tug. But you guys were like able to hold yourself together. You guys gotta decide soon. And then Hao just kind of like says like, Captain, what do we do?
All right.
It's up to you, Solly. Captain Solly.
I think we follow Reef's suggestion. I'm gonna show. We're gonna turn the ship around. I'm gonna show the deckhands how to navigate around the island without out of sight, and in, let's say, in every three, depending on how much resources we have on the ship, every 3
Month.
days they go back to this one point where we should meet them in the ocean. And I'll leave them my sextant so they can travel by the stars.
All right, so you guys will just be swimming.
I would add give them orders to, as soon as they see an opportunity to dock, to do so.
Yeah, if it calms down, dock to the island. Yeah, of course.
Like as you're kind of like talking about, like Sally, you know from the report, not from the report, from the documents that you receive for the full details of this mission, is that like this island has been in this situation is constant. It doesn't end. Like the
Yeah.
wall it has doesn't end. So
But if we manage to make, like, if it's a magical,
I get what you mean.
it's obviously a magical effect, right?
Yeah,
so
if you
if
stop
we
it,
manage to
yeah.
turn it off,
yeah, that
come
makes sense.
get us.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's a good, that makes sense now. I understand now. Okay, so as you guys are like so you guys are gonna turn the boat to where it's safest, correct?
Mhm.
And then you guys will just swim. All right. So
And in fact, I will suggest that they keep the boat outside of view of the island.
as far as possible. Okay, so since you guys are already kind of like getting into like the perimeter of the starting point of where this the phenomenon is happening, you guys will gonna need to kind of like go against the wind and try to sail outward away from this situation. So now I will need those who are able give me a sailing oar, or as yeah, just give me a sailing, or even crafting, or what's that? What other skills that could be applicable?
I'm sorry, to do what specifically?
You guys are gonna try to turn the boat. If you guys
Oh,
hit a certain mark from the total of your combined efforts, you guys are able
So
to
use
pull through.
athletics as far as strength and helping with roping.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Oh, we
that's
can use
us.
athletics.
Yeah,
So-
athletics, sailing. Just you guys like you guys need to kind of like really hold the sails and the ropes together.
Okay.
And kind of
I would like to use my
for it.
athletic rolls
for it.
instead.
go for it.
It is slightly better.
God damn, not 20. My
Yeah, he did roll
goodness.
20.
You went to roll.
The Swole Shores crew is
The Swole Shores. They're just like showing off at this point. So with the help, with everyone's help and efforts, you guys managed to get out without being sucked in even more by the winds of the phenomenon. And the ship, one of your crew lowered the anchor so it doesn't get drifted away, and they start like preparing. So you guys are preparing. How would you guys want to go through? Are you guys gonna use a sailboat, or are you guys actually guys gonna go dive and swim all the way from here to the island? That's far. Like you guys will have to really swim from this far distance.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
if we use a
become
rowboat,
fish.
we die.
Sorry, Ricky, you were saying?
We actually become fish, basically. It's a feet to fin spell, so they get access to.
Oh! Feet to fins. Oh wow, you guys. Okay, you become fishies. Okay.
They literally become fish people for the
So,
duration of the spell.
is it 5 including you, or 5?
I'm
more
already a
than you?
fish. I'm already a fish. I'm not using it on myself.
Oh, okay, so just like 5 other than you then. So
Yeah, it'd be 6 of us total.
so there will be 3 extra.
6 total. Yeah.
Who will be the other 2?
Well, technically, actually, now that I think about it, I think Red can already breathe underwater as well.
She can.
Unless we're leaving her with the boat.
Yeah,
Right.
she's at the
So
moment.
So the 3 of you guys, and we have access
Well,
to
we'd be
2 more.
here
Although
next-
Sensei would need it, I guess.
Sensei would need it. Yeah.
No,
And Lana
I
too.
can dispel.
Okay.
I can dismiss Sensei
Yeah, you can
and
dismiss Sensei.
just
Okay. Then do
call
that.
him back when we get to the island.
We could bring in
So-
the ranger person. Yeah.
Yeah. So How and plus Lana, that would be 6 of you guys.
Plus who? Sorry.
How and Lana,
And
the tiny cow, the fluff cow.
I don't remember the count.
I shall
it's-
remind you.
My baby.
Oh yes. Okay.
I shall remind you of its cuteness.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. The cow. We bring the cow.
Appa!
It's now a fish cow.
A fish cow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah. So the cow started like developing gills. Alright. So as you kind of like swim through the dragon.
Now,
What's up?
I'm very curious. Because I jump into the water,
Mm.
and as far as I know,
You're
even with
breathing.
fins,
Mm.
I sink to the bottom.
That's correct. As everyone just kind of jumped in, eager to kind of like go through with their mission, everyone is swimming. But somehow, Sully, you're noticing everyone is going further and further and going higher and higher above you. As you try to like swim, you're still in place. It's as if you are anchor. You're an anchor slowly going below the depths.
we got a problem with Sully.
Reef looks at him. What are you doing?
Oh, you see my legs going, right? It's
Yeah, they're
literal
going.
fins, right?
That's right.
And my legs are going, and I'm going in the opposite direction. Like the physics of it do not make sense.
It
You have to
Seriously,
understand.
the captain does not know how to swim. Oh man!
Oh,
So
you
Reef-
know I know how to swim. You've seen me swim before, and for
But I'm
for
seeing
a
you not
human-
swim right now, so
For a human, I swim pretty well.
Yes.
sure.
Do I see what's pulling him?
Yeah, you give me a perception.
Gravity.
Crap. Where is perception?
It might be one of his jokes. He jokes a lot.
Eight?
I don't
Like,
always
you-
get. I
you
don't
know-
always
you
get.
understand-
Perception.
Reef,
under-
Reef understands how the water physics works, and you see me moving my legs, and I'm not moving forward.
Not at all.
I'm moving backwards. This does not make sense. Let me be very clear about this.
So as you kind of like Kyle try to observe, Sully's body itself is the one pulling himself down, and you don't know why. His limbs are moving, trying to kind of like get up and up, but somehow.
But I don't see like a magical
No.
grip on him or
No,
anything.
there's nothing.
But I know I'm not seeing something, so
Yeah.
I kind of clue in that this is something with him, not an
That's
outside
right.
force.
It's not an outside force, it's him in himself.
regardless, Reef will go over, just grab him by the collar, and just drag him along.
Does that work?
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
It works.
Do I feel
Yeah.
an extra resistance while trying to bring him?
Uh,
Other than the weight, his weight, of course.
from the references where I got this idea from, it
So
doesn't.
in that that universe that shall remain unnamed.
Unnamed, yes. Like
I think it's more akin to a water paralysis more than
That's right. So
it
yeah,
is extra weight. So it's
it's
just
not an actual weight, guys. It's just that guess regular people who does not possess this,
right.
phenomenon, able to pull them out of water and just swim.
Right, dragging a what 150 to 200 pounds, Charles, your character.
Probably. Roughly.
Yeah, that's very doable.
Or
Yeah.
couldn't you just put him on the back of the water dragon?
You could do that.
Essentially, you could. You'll be part of your story as you rode a dragon.
Yeah.
Just asking.
Oh, how
Ask
about we get the
for-
dragon to eat him?
For safety.
No.
Hold him in his mouth. He's used to being in the mouth of
Yeah,
creatures.
Oh my goodness.
it's a comfort thing.
Where it's safest.
Although, wait, did you get the spiky rune on your armor though?
No.
We didn't get that.
It was
for you yet?
uncommon, and I rolled like none of my uncommon stuff rolled through.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. I'll see if me and the dwarf can figure out how to make that rune.
Probably not at this point because you guys are leaving the dwarf at the ship.
No, I didn't mean like right now.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
we're swimming and we're fishing,
That's true. All right. So as you
fish swimming.
as you guys push through, it took quite a while. Since the distance you guys are quite great. How long is the effects of the spell good for?
Yes.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, but
It's
I
not a
can-
spell,
I can cast it at will. So they just have to hold their breath for one round, and I just do it again.
Okay, so you can just you can use it multiple times a day.
Oh yeah, I can. Kineticists don't have spell slots, so you can just
Oh,
spam.
that's so good. My God.
Goodness.
And it's not a minute. It's like just a few seconds.
To cast,
like
yeah,
6 seconds.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2 actions.
It's just
It's
2
4
actions.
seconds.
It's not a minute, it's a round, he said.
Yeah, it's. I think it's more like there will just be moments where everyone will just feeling like they're choking, and then Reef is like, "Oh yeah," and then passes the whole
Right.
thing.
You get sentenced, you get a big gulp of water.
Here's how we do it. Is like
Realistically,
after
Reef would
we
just
kinda told
recast
the
it every
first
5
times,
minutes.
any of the additional times,
Mhm.
he knows when the spell's about to go. We all swim up to the dragon, put a hand on the dragon.
Yeah, makes sense.
As it goes off, then he'll cast it again, and then so that way we won't lose someone who will dip down or get pulled away in the rough sea or whatever that we have to swim through.
Actually, looking at that ability, there is
What's
no, never mind. I missed it. Yeah, no, you guys just need to stay within 30 feet of me, and I'll just recast it every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
works. Yeah.
Then it's just
Oh,
seamless.
Then it would be seen it. Yeah.
Oh, it's not heightened 6 yet. Okay. Because I was just reading it and it says the spell lasts until your next daily preparation, which is kind of like that's really good. But that's not until super high level. Sorry. So
I like how it says if you use this again, any existing one ends. So yeah, you just recast it and
yeah, before the
Yeah.
time is even out. So
resets
you
the
just-
timer. Yeah.
So as you're kind of like swimming below, it's like you can kind of like look up. You can see like the lights coming from the lightning strikes from above, and like the rippling of light from the surface is kind of like from the fierce movements of the water. It's casting a bit of light below, and it's quite peaceful, like below here. And you guys are about
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Let's get Joe demonetized. Well, I mean, you know.
That's where you
I
go
haven't
in.
even
There's a
monetized anything
tornado.
yet. I'm already demonetized. So get a warning ahead of time. All right. So as you kind of everyone proceeded, you can kind of notice that the young sea dragon is swimming a bit slower, and it's as if it's a bit afraid to go back.
Mm.
Yeah, as you're kind of like getting closer, and closer to the island. It's been about like, yeah, so you guys have been swimming for about 20 minutes, or almost 30 now. You guys are almost halfway through, so like probably another 30 you guys are there. But her swim speed is relatively obvious that she's kind of like slowing down a little bit at this point. But she's still going, she's not saying anything, but it's relatively slow.
Okay. I swim up to her face
Mm.
and say, "Hey, Reef, can you translate so she truly understands what I'm telling her?"
Yep.
It's like, "You are super brave, but I understand returning to a slaver that you have been freed from is sometimes something that may cause us to be worried, and I'm a little worried for you. So I'm going to give you something that gives you the power over slavers, okay?
And she
And
nodded
it's not,
as Reeves translates.
right? So I'm going to give this to you. I'm not, it's for you to hold on to until we get to the island, okay?"
And she's like,
And I
okay.
hand her the set of manacles that I carry.
Okay.
These are used to capture prisoners. It's not used for slavery, but it's a symbol of your strength of now being a free person that is now on the side of capturing those who would put slavery over others. So you carry this and use it as a token of your strength now, of your power over slavery. And it'll give you that strength you need to help get us there.
She understood, with even with Reeves' translation, and since she does understand a little bit of common, she fully understood what you're trying to say with these monocles, and she kind of like takes it with her like her hand and puts it kind of like a ring to her nail.
Yeah,
right. Reef wipes a little
It's like-
tear and says, "That's a good speech, man."
And then she kind of like
Underwater tear, but you know.
underwater. It's like SpongeBob, like there's still tears
Right.
underwater. Yeah. She takes a deep breath, and then she kind of like gathers more courage because of what you said. So I'll give you one hero point for that. And she kind of like grabs everyone, and then she says like, "Hold on." And then gathering all her strength, she dashes as fast as she can, and she can travel
Whee!
like 50
Way
feet per
faster.
second. 50 feet per second underwater. So boom, just dash through underwater. So you guys reach past the obstacles behind you, and you guys are now surfaced a little bit as you're kind of like seeing the sands of the shores are coming in, and you kind of like everyone lifted their head. You guys are inside uh the shores of Tenkujima. The rain in here, let me change the the ambience. The suspense is over. Pa, 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 pa. Ambience. Oh man, I used to have rain. Where did it go? Okay, I'm just gonna play this for now. Alright. So as you can, as everyone lifted your heads above water, the rain still continues to flow. It's not as harsh as it was outside of this, but the rain is not stopping. There's a bit of like, you know how when the sky is still kind of bright, even though there's still rain clouds above it, it's not really like dark from the rain, but it's kind of like that. Like there's a little bit of sun flowing through, but the rain is just not stopping. So you guys ascend, reach the shores of the beach. drenched, of course, and yeah, you guys are now at the shores of Tenkujima.
Okay. As I walk out of the surf,
Mhm.
keep real low and scan the beach and the tree line for whatever,
Just,
looking for possible people, keeping an eye on us.
do you guys see the map?
I saw it flicker,
Okay, let me
but then it went dark.
remove.
It's dark, yeah.
Oh, I
There
see
we
the
go.
island
Oh,
now.
that's pretty. Wait, that's fire. That's
Oh dear.
Is it raining meteors?
Is it volcano-y right now?
Ignore the fire that's happening. That's just the closest I can get out of Midjourney.
Okay.
Okay,
Ignore the
that's fine.
fires.
Similar to the raging dam.
It's more wet.
I
Oh,
was
the non-stop,
concerned.
non-stop rain. Yes. So there is a mountain at the center of this island, like massive mountain reaching to the skies. But you guys have arrived to the shores. I just wanted to kind of like load it up so you guys have an idea where you guys are. But you
Okay.
guys at the beaches right now, where like the shoreline is a little bit. So you guys just arrived there.
Okay, so is there anything that we can see that would
Give me
interest
perception.
us in any way, shape, or form? Otherwise, we'll
Mhm.
just head for the mountain and try to get a better view of the island from up there.
Yeah, give me perception. See what you guys find in your arrival of the shores. Where is my rain? Soundboard.
There it is.
Oh, there is no active counter. I can't do it this way. Give me just a second.
Yeah,
Reef is looking at the red rain in the sky. I was like, what the
where do
hell?
we, without our icons on the map, where's the...
You can just double click your character sheet from the actors, and then under perception, you'll
have
see
actors, do
roll
we?
the dice.
Oh, and there. Okay, yeah.
There it
Yeah,
is. Okay.
the actors tab, and then
Actually,
you'll
the
guys
name.
can say, right, yeah.
The name is where you double click because the picture didn't work. Okay, so
Yeah.
perception and roll it.
All right, so what do we got here? So perception, oh, pretty good. 23, 29, 11, 18, 20. All right, so Reef is just a bit distracted, basking into the to the rain and enjoying the seawater in here at the moment. Sully, what you do notice is that there is like a bit of a dock, not a modern looking one, but like a makeshift looking one. There's a few what you would assume is like a fishing boat, tied up to them, like docked to them, and you would assume that they belong to the locals of this island. But seeing from the the dampness of those boats, of course, the others who rolled higher than the 18 can see this as well. It's starting to develop like moss a little bit, where it kind of like shows that this boat has not been used for months. Um, and you would assume it's just because it was constantly wet, not because of underneath, and it's kind of like it's from above, where it's not even floating at this point. It's kind of like resting into the sands below, and there's like water above it, like inside their small little fishing boats as well. It's like it's been filled in with water for like months now. And for those who had 29, Kira. So, Kira, you will be the only one who noticed this. But in the distance, you do see some silhouettes of individuals, multiple ones, and they look like they're like hiding from you. You can't really tell like what their appearance look like because they're just silhouettes from the trees and stuff like that. But you guys are being observed.
Okay,
Well,
Alana
as-
kind of like lands on Kira's head, and
Mhm.
together we combine our sight for double vision. And then I tell the team, guys, we kind of see some shadowy figures right there at the distance. I think they're watching us. I think it could be an ambush.
Okay, so as Cal comes out of the water,
Mhm.
you all notice that his scale mail armor isn't there anymore.
Mm.
What you see is a yellowish gold pirate shirt with the
Ooh.
chest open.
First out.
His,
Furs out.
you could still see his
Symbol.
the sun
Mhm.
nestling on his necklace in that fluff of his white fur,
Oh,
and he's wearing pirate pants, and he literally looks like he based his outfit on Sully's normal dress code, but he still has his other stuff. But it like his clothes now look not like his armor.
Mm.
what happened? Did it magically transform? That's so cool.
Yeah, when we were
Ah.
swimming,
I know that trick. Reef also has a glamored armor. He just makes it look skin tight and transparent.
that's
Ah.
right.
Gotta show the muscles.
It has to be etched in every fiber of the armor. Yes, amazing. But yes, Kira, you have relayed that information.
Pirate cow.
Pirate
Arr.
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 Yarg.
Sully only has compliments for you.
Well, when you see it, I thumbs up.
What do you guys think we should do? They're obviously waiting for us to ambush us. Maybe we can get the drop on them.
Either that or
hey,
we just
Reef,
leave.
does
Either or.
our new dragon friend have a altered form?
That's a good question. Are you able to shapeshift?
She can, but the GM wasn't prepared for it, so let me just
Yes,
quickly
but not
mid-journey
right now.
this. Quickly mid-journey this. Continue roleplay as I grab an image of her human form.
Human form. Woo!
Whoa!
Female.
I was just thinking more like a little shoulder pet or something.
Yeah, more mascots, more cute pets.
Yeah.
Cute pets it is. A chibi dragon. Alright, this is.
Just look for a fairy dragon. Or is it pseudo dragon actually? Yeah, pseudo dragon is what I'm thinking.
How do you spell pseudo?
P-S-E-U-D-O.
P-S-E. Udo.
P-S-E-U-D-O.
Okay. Pseudo sea dragon. Small chibi like.
Oh, that's my ride.
Alright. Continue. So there is. I will show the image shortly. As like she kind of like emerged like massive, and as you kind of like suggested that she she glows a little bit. The water kind of like surrounding her like turns into a little ball, and then it descends and she's like a smaller version of herself. And mid journey is still loading, but please continue.
Oh, look at those.
Aw, great. A nice playmate for Lana.
But
yes.
Oh my
What
god.
should we
like
do,
it.
guys?
Perfect.
Oh, I
How do
love
you
those
pick?
bottom
They're
ones.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
I like in that first tier, the one up on the top right.
I was actually
Yeah, that one's
grabbing
really
that
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty good too.
The top
What's
one.
that?
That's the one actually I'm grabbing. This one, right?
That's so cute. Yeah.
It's adorable.
Alright.
Love
You could have probably just written Vaporeon and be done with it.
Oh god.
I am not gonna try to get sued by a massive company at this early stage. But yes, continue. She appears like that.
So I think we can assume that. I think we're gonna start with the assumption that everyone is evil on this island, and
Just murder everybody.
Oh god.
No, but we start with the
Oh.
assumption that they're evil, and if
Mm.
we're wrong, we adjust accordingly. Um, for now,
Ray's
No.
dead.
Sully,
think
that is
we
an
try
inappropriate
to.
way.
Sorry.
We shouldn't assume everyone's evil first. Let's give everyone a benefit of the doubt of being neutral, depending on what they're doing. If they have
Yeah,
collars on the
being
nearby
being on the
person and there's a
evil
chain,
fiery
yeah, that's probably
island just there's something about being on this island that makes me
Mhm.
believe that most people here would be evil, and that's how we should
Address
Approach.
approach every situations.
Well, I think Cal makes a fair point. If we see they have collars on their necks, we should try and either knock them out or remove it. It could be forced against their will to
and you have to
do this
remember
kind of
his
stuff.
buddies here
No, of
too.
course. Like we're not gonna kill everyone just because we can, but
the whole
we
murder hobos begin.
this is the least murder hobo party I've ever been in. Don't get me wrong, I love it.
Of course.
But I think we start with the assumption that they mean us harm, and if they don't, we move from there. But I think that's what we start with.
All right, leader, you do that. That's your job as being our leader. Me, I'm gonna keep the same even keel and see that everyone has the decision to be a shitburger or a good person, and I will be your opposite and assume that they have to prove themselves to be evil, and then we will smite them. And I think our counterbalances will measure all our encounters in perfect harmony, and I think we'll be doing really well.
We
I
can
will
hope.
protect us from making an oops.
Some oopsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I think.
I'd hate to smite
Um,
something and then to find out, oh no, that was who we needed to help.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
um, I like that. What did I do with my pin? Sorry. I like that, but for now, I think we should assume that they're trying to ambush us and
Oh, the two
move
fighters?
accordingly.
Yeah,
So if they
that's
are trying
suspicious.
to ambush us, we are either planning to run away or to go in the opposite direction or go towards them and counter ambush them.
Could we send one of us first to do a distraction or a diversion, and then they ambush that one person, and then we ambush that ambush, double ambush plot. Yeah.
The
We
double ambush
could do
maneuver.
that.
That would quickly enable us to figure out the motives. Because if we send in one and they ambush the one, that's nefarious behaviors, and the rest of us can come smiting.
Kira could go first, and then if they try to ambush her, we can use Lana to launch her into the air where it's safe.
Well, you do have a quick way of getting out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's as good a plan as any, I believe.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's try that.
Well, okay, so
Yep.
Kira's going to approach, on guard, of course, but
Mm.
aware that she's going to get ambushed. But maybe she's like pretending not to be aware, so she's just whistling.
Give me performance.
Oh.
During Kira's walk up, I will bring Sensei back.
Mm.
Yep. So you so as you go summon Sensei back, you can summon other creatures as well. Just kind of like keep that in mind. It's the list is in your item, so it's all on you.
Oh,
But
I didn't even explore that.
Sensei, how I ruled it, I'm not sure if I explained it properly. But how I ruled now is like Sensei is separate. So if you do want to summon another creature, it won't make Sensei disappear.
What's that?
Like it won't make Sensei disappear if you summon another creature. Like you
really?
can summon more if you want.
Whoa.
But only Sensei can stay because he's your familiar, quote unquote familiar.
Oh,
But the
okay.
others
So
are summoned.
we've
So
established such a good rapport. He doesn't vanish if
that's correct.
another one of the icons are promoted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the other creatures on your summon list would disappear after the time limit of the actual spell of summon animal. But otherwise, Sensei will stay. But you do have the option to make him disappear just as like you did now, which is good because at least
Okay.
no one's suffocating from the water. But anyways, yes, so that's just the rule for that. But yeah, so you bring Sensei and Kira proceed to walk forward. Kira, give me
I would like.
Sorry. You would-
Sorry, I would like to be in a stance, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. So you assume a stance position, whichever you'd like. Just let me know. But Kira, give me performance. Damn.
Oh, performance. Okay.
I just
What
read
is
some
this?
of the
Dread
of the
martial
summon.
stance? Critical success? Oh my god. Is there an effect if you get a critical?
Yeah. So it
All I
doesn't
can
say
think
anything
of
about
when it's doing a performance for diversion is that scene from the D&D movie.
Oh God.
That's what I'm saying.
But you succeeded, so not that.
Not bad. It's persuasive enough. You didn't. I should kind of like move forward. Oddly enough, this is kind of like the area where you've noticed them, but they're not around. You could give me perception if you like.
Oh,
But
okay.
you were not ambushed as you were expecting you were to be.
That is strange.
Alright, so with that roll, that's pretty decent. 15 was the thing. I should kind of look around. You don't see anybody else, but you see there were, mud tracks that they ran off further. You don't know when they left, but they ran off further in. But those silhouettes that you notice, like in your memory, you look at those areas, they just had like foot tracks, but no one is there with you at all.
So they're gone now. Maybe we can have Hal track them because he's a hunter.
Yep.
Yep.
It certainly can. So, let's find my tokens here. Some tokens. Alright, so for the skill tree.
Could I also roll nature to see if
Yeah, you can.
just like I want to see if the leaves were broken, the branches were broken. Like, is it them running away from us, or are they trying to trick us by hiding there?
Yeah, you can give me for that.
Survival,
If
probably.
you want that information, it will be survival.
Okay, sure.
That's actually really good. No, so what you see is what you notice is that it's not some form of obvious trap to lure you further in, to distract you in any way. This appears as just regular footprints where people were here. From the sunkenness of the mud, you notice they were standing here for quite a while as they were observing you, and then moments later, there's footprints that like lead somewhere else, and they ran off. So you could probably assume, from your experience, that they were observing you, but somehow after a while they ran off. You don't know why they ran off, but you could probably assume,
My
Joey.
best guess would be locals. Like, if they were enemies, they would do their best not to leave any tracks or ambush us
Yeah, that's a good assumption.
in report.
That's a
So
very
I
good
think it
assumption.
might be
Maybe the
locals.
villagers that have been stuck on this island because their boat's not in use. They probably haven't been able to leave, and so it's not being used for fishing because there's not enough room for them to get to the fish because of the disturbance in the water.
Right.
They're not
Yeah.
able to do any of that fishing, so they're probably just stuck here. They're probably indigenous villagers, and
We should see if we can find their village and get some information. Maybe they're being oppressed or held captive by the enemy.
or at least give us some heads up on the crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly can.
I agree.
All right, so you guys will be following the tracks. Hopefully, they will lead to the village. You just don't know. And you can like follow through. Who has the highest perception DC?
Perception or
Perception.
that's my survival for following tracks.
Survival might be me. Well, actually, how?
No, not as a perception. It's more like
So-
just perception DC. Who had the highest perception
Ah.
DC?
Mine is
You're
20.
Plus
13,
12,
We can
Mine's
use
plus
13.
13.
so 23
party
for Kira.
sheet. The highest perception is Kira with 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, so
Plus
you will have,
Lana.
you,
Yeah.
you will have a 23 DC. Okay. Not everyone, but to Kira, because you guys have the highest. I'm just gonna roll it like that, so less rolling. You do notice that there are, as you kind of like walk, there are people, there are presence around you. They're not trying to ambush you, but somehow it feels like they're walking along your way on a distance somewhere. Um, and you can kind of like notice like silhouettes from the distance, like in front of you, as well as like start becoming like more and more. Um, yeah, there's presence around, close by, to you.
Okay.
They're practically everywhere at this point. You guys are not fully surrounded, but it's more towards like 180 towards the front of you, like from that direction. Nothing from
Okay.
behind you, but like everything's like in front of you.
Since we've been traveling for so long, for months on a boat, I'm going to assume that we all kind of created like a secret language so that the enemy doesn't tell we're saying. So
Yeah.
Kira's just doing some like crazy hand signs and doing like
Just like
a tweet there. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I love that.
just doing like random hand gestures. Totally.
You know, like
Reef leans into Cal. In your medical opinion, is she having a seizure?
No, I've been hanging out with Kira way too much, and I think she's trying to tell us that we're being watched. And she
but they're
wants
not
us,
hostile.
It's like a very bad
but she want,
Pictionary.
that we're being watched. And she wants ice cream.
Because we don't want them to know that we know they're watching us, but yeah.
Okay, so
Actually,
I'm not,
no, I
I'm
think
not super. I don't remember all the signs, but either we're being watched or she wants more cream in her tea.
Is that what you guys do while I'm tending to the ship?
Everyone got time to create a secret language while Reef is so busy
you
tending to the
should
ship.
see some of the phrases that Red taught us. Hey Sully, should we just like that have someone step up and maybe offer to white flag a conversation or parlay to see if we can get one of them to come with us?
And slowly moves forward.
Mhm.
We come in peace. Bring us to your leader.
When you say that, um, the like you start hearing like bustling like around the bushes, and a lot showed up. Um, Actually, they're not adults. They're young teens, around their like 18, 19 would be the oldest that you can see, and then everybody else are like 6. There's some are like 11, and then a woman approach you all. Um, she's kind of like around 19. Um, Her attire is like not in a for the lack of a better word, traditional tribal clothes, where she's not like fully clothed, but just a portion, like just like this little like circular kind of like knit wool, like just covering her like chest area, but her abdomen is like showing. There's like a rope tied to her waist, and there's a little bit of like a dress of you know, I guess some sort of animal skin that you don't know. Like they're not clothed the same way as you guys are. They're like clothed by nature.
Oh, so
Captain,
Tarzan.
I'm gonna have to insist that we reconsider your plan from earlier.
Yeah,
They don't
I hate
strike me as
murdering.
evil.
I hate murdering kids.
As the one that's kind of like looking at the eldest, the 19-year-old one, and she kind of like spoken to like in a bit of a soft tone. It says like, "Are you all from outside?"
Yes.
Yes.
As you notice, like her comment is very broken. It's like it's her second language. It says like, "Are you with that man?"
Oh.
No, no, no.
And then he can
What?
as for
Who is that man? We've
He's
heard about
obviously
him.
the bad guy, Reef.
No, but I'm asking
Are
for
you not following
information.
the story?
You thick skulled.
As you're kind of like playfully arguing, it actually scared the kids.
Ah,
Oh,
look, you and your
Uh,
big
uh,
muscles. You scared the kids.
Kira froze Lana. Look, kiddies,
Be attracted by the cuteness.
don't be
As they
scared.
come out more from the bushes and shrubberies, you clearly see malnourishments
Oh
from
my
their appearance.
goodness.
It's like they're barely surviving on
Oh.
this island at this
That's why
point.
we needed the boat.
Yeah,
Feed him the cow.
Boo boo.
give
Boo.
him the cow.
Oh.
Jesus. Poor Lana. So yeah, so they're obviously malnourished, and obviously they're attracted to the cute little fluff ball. So they're like they
But like
slowly
to
approach.
play with, right?
Yeah.
Not to eat her.
Some you don't know, but some are probably thinking that. But
No!
most of them are just there to pet. And then you notice like even the slightly like the young teens, the young adults, are also in a state of malnourishment. And she says like, um, well, you don't seem like bad people. Would
Oh
you
no, we're
like
the
to
good
see
guys.
the elder?
Yeah, we're here on a exploration, and we need as much information about what's been going on the island since the barrier of water.
And she kind of like nods, and then she kind of like make a motion. Please, follow us. And then like the kids are now a bit more of like trusting with you guys because of like you got Sensei, you got
We got cute
Lana,
animals.
and then you even got like the chibi version of the dragon. Like the kids are loving your appearance right now. What's
Reef, to the rest of the party.
Mm.
These guys seems like they haven't had a proper meal in any recent time.
Mhm.
How about I take some time to gather some food with them? Gathering some fish for me is pretty trivial, and I do have the forager feed, which allows me to just get a bunch of food for free.
You certainly
Yeah.
can
Um,
if you want
yeah,
Yeah, we can take.
That
That's
does
okay.
mean splitting the party though,
a little bit.
because it is a downtime activity. So
Yeah, so it's gonna be like you're gonna be out of RP while everyone else is going to the village, and you're doing your own
that's
thing,
fine.
which is completely fine by me. Um,
I'll see if I can find another snapping turtle.
you could try, yeah. But like you were since you guys I mean for you since you're not weighed by everybody else, you could probably swim back to the ship and grab some more meats from there as well. So you don't have to really like take the effort to hunt yourselves, which probably would take more time, but instead you can just go back to the ship and grab some meat from there.
Yep,
And then come back
actually,
after.
that's a better idea. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I
But
do
then
have a bag of holding, so I'll just stuff it all in there. And...
you could, yeah. However, the issue that I can think of is like your trek back, because you don't know where the village is at the moment. They won't,
We can probably get one of the kids to wait for him.
Yep.
you could, yeah, you could ask. Yeah. So yes, you kind of like discuss that, and the young female kind of overheard your conversation. She can kind of tell as if she's the only one who understands you guys. The kids don't. They're kind of like speaking of a more of a native language with each other, which you don't understand. And the young female is like, you have food?
yes, we're gonna go
Not
send
much,
our
but we
friend
could
back
gather
fishing.
some.
Well, yes, yes. Uh, Thank you.
And
How
if
much
you have
do we
anyone
actually keep of
sick,
that food?
if you have someone who's
you
sick
still have
or
like
in,
a lot. You
If you
still.
guys wanna, if anybody else has bags of holding they want to lend me for the trek, I'll just bring as much as I can.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll lend you one.
Your only bag of holding. You only have
All
one.
of your one bags.
Um. Yeah. So
I have one.
uh,
I actually don't have a bag. I have a
satchel of
satchel. It's
holding.
like a backpack.
So as since you guys
And
know
it's
that you guys are
waterproof.
not you're not going to some sort of threat, everyone just handed their bags and satchels to Reef and
Oh,
every layer of her muscle of his muscles.
I did not give him mine.
I didn't give yours. Okay, so just some
Oh, no,
bags.
no, no.
She
Because I'm
spoke.
gonna need what's in it.
Oh, 100%. So she
If they need healing, that's why I made sure she knew that I'm a healer and a doctor, so I can help if there's anybody who needs medical
yeah,
attention. Or
she mentioned that she's like very excited because she says like there are some um sick, very sick people at the village. A healer would be amazing. So she talked to some of the kids, and then the kids kind of like are so excited as if you kind of like can tell she mentioned the information about food, and they grab like Reef's hand and like kind of like pushing his butt, like like come
Oh
on,
my!
hurry, hey, grab the food, let's go,
Go
go
faster!
faster, we want the food, and Reef is gone, and the woman.
They've eaten Reef.
Reef does not come back. The muscles were enough protein.
Oh my!
Um, one second. All right. So as you guys approach, you approach this small little village, damped, as if they're like the just made from like straws and dried leaves, things like that, but very damp. Um, you do notice a little bit of modern-ish architecture where the trees were used as a hut. A portion of the village are like this, but not all of it. But the majority are still in that traditional tribe homes, and more kids kind of like come out from from the huts and stuff, and more people are gathering. You're estimating roughly about around probably just 30 kids in total, and you're noticing a little bit more of like someone in their early 20s, probably an extra 10. The population is roughly just under 50 at this point,
Goodness.
and then an, elderly woman kind of comes out. Give me a second here. All right. Where is my chief? All right. Here we go. Gotta love ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Okay. So, you see a woman. Her hair, once raven black, now bears strands of silver. And her eyes are like a bit more sunken. You can see like a bit of wrinkles. You can clearly see she's like the eldest here, like probably in her like almost 80s, like late 80s, almost 90s age for a human. Um, and very soft. She kind of like raised her hand, and then the young female that greeted you guys kind of like reaches her hand and then kind of like raise it like this as kind of like as a sign of respect, and she starts speaking to her, and then pointed at you guys and looks to her again and continues speaking, and then the old woman spoke in their native tongue, and the young woman nodded, and then she said, "Chief Hanami would like to invite you all to her hut. There you can speak."
We would be honored.
As you followed them, like the kids are kind of like peering in. It is quite strange to you guys how come there's no actual adults surrounding you guys right now. Um, Somehow it's just all kids. Um, and you guys approach her hut. She kind of like the young woman wave kind of like the beads of like seashells tied up in vines, um, in rows, and she kind of like push it away, making that little sound that it could make. And then Chief Hanami walked in, and then the woman said, "Please proceed. She will speak to you inside." And she all
Thank you,
followed
Kyle.
through. She all followed through. You see, like inside, there's like leak coming out, like falling inside. It's like there's a bit of leak inside. It still look pretty wet.
Oh.
It's like yeah, like these people has not seen dryness for quite a while.
Oh God.
You can kind of like tell from the appearance of everything. It's like water damage with age. Even like the makeshift furnitures that they have, and they she has like a little pot, clay pot in the middle, and the wood underneath is quite damp. You can kind of like with Cal, with your experience in crafting, you can kind of like tell that these people have been struggling to make fire because they just can't find like dry leaves, and just trying to make a fire. You could kind of tell probably by evening these people are probably cold, because they can't really make fire properly because of the environment that they have at the moment. um, and the chief kind of like sits on the like little damp pillow underneath, and then she kind of like gathers everyone to that around that pot. It's empty, but that's kind of like where you guys can kind of like talk in a circle properly. And the woman sat beside the chief Hanami. So I would assume everyone would just kind of like sit in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Where,
Well, not
where
me,
are
actually.
all the adults?
I don't know why I'm answering.
Yeah. It's like from the distance. Um, the young woman's like, "So my 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 name is Eshin. This is Chief Hanami." Um, and then Chief Hanami kind of like bowed, and then the woman spoke to Chief Hanami and says like, Eshin said, "These are people from outside, and they want to meet you." And they pointed at Sully because you're the one who said you want to take you to your leader. And Chief Hanami kind of like looked to you, and then kind of like super much broken than Eshin, comment. She's like, "You seek me."
And I'm gonna just explain that we come from. Yeah, I can't be bothered with the name. We come from this other continent, this other city, and we came to investigate what happened to this island because it has been cut from the world for a long time, as far as we understand it. And we are here to try to figure out what's happening and if we can help.
And Chief says,
Of course, being Sully, I'm much more eloquent.
"Of course." Uh, Chief Hanami kind of like look into Eshin's to Eshin, and Eshin just kind of like nods. And Chief Hanami, with like sadness you can tell from her eyes, she started speaking in her language, and Eshin started translating. She said, 7 months passed. A very charismatic man named Malachi arrived in our humble village. her like Chief Hanami's like voice, even though you don't understand, feels very heavy. Like just again, like there's she's in pain telling the story. And Eshin continues. He came bearing gifts of knowledge, literature, architecture, and agriculture. Um, and in return, he sought to study a revered mountain, the um, the mountain we call Okuyama. Um, Chief Hanami's gaze peeked into the distance and kind of like seeing the rain, and she continued speaking. Um, we agreed to his terms. Our people helped him build his home near the mountain's base, but we warned him. Oh, we warned him to not ascend Okuyama. Our god, we call Sora, resides above, watches over us from the heavens. The man pledged to stay below, to study just the ores and the stones of our great mountain. Chief had a deep sigh and continues. Yet, after 3 weeks of his arrival, the skies opened up and the rain descended upon us. It started out as a gentle shower, but slowly escalated into storms. The seas became treacherous, impossible for our fishermen to gather food. Our crops that we worked hard for were swallowed by the ceaseless downpour. It flooded our crops, and famine loomed, took over after. Our small village of Tenku. We believe, our people believe, that Malachi angered our great god Sora. A group of our bravest warriors were looked for him, but they never returned. In about 5 or even 7 days, more and more of our adults tried to search for an answer, but they too vanished. And then the chief Hanami were silent for like 10 seconds. Deep breath and spoke again, and Ashen translated. Our people are pushed to the brink, resorted to desperate measures. We started eating moss, rodents, insects, and even tried to find ways to cook the very dirt under our feet.
Oh,
And just like we keep praying to our God, but we are left unanswered. We stand now on the precipice, on the verge of surrendering ourselves to the wrath of our great God Sora. The outsider's presence
Thanks, man.
has brought calamity to our people. Sorry? Yeah. And yeah, and the story kind of like ends there.
That is terrible.
that's a lot.
Sorry
That's a
about
lot.
your woes. I'm sorry about your woes. Our friend is bringing food. Hopefully, we can feed. We have a lot of provisions on our boat. We should be able to feed you for a couple of days. But if we ever hope to really fix the issues, we'll probably have to go into the mountains and try to discover what happened to that man that came.
Um, Yeah.
We also have stories, and I'm going to point to the fairy dragon, of animals and mythical beings being put into slavery on this island. Have you heard anything about that?
Um, Ashen translated it to the elder, like was a bit confused. Um, and Chief Hanami um, responded saying, and Ashen translated, um, "Well, are none are here are slaves, um, but if you say that, maybe that's why most of our people never came back. Maybe they were taken."
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Kira kind of pulls out her scroll of her drawing of her friend Clara, saying, "Was this woman part of your village? Was she living here with you guys for a while? What do you know? Have you seen her?"
Like Eshin kind of like grabs the paper and hands it to Chief Hanami and like super like close to her eye, trying to really see what this image looked like. But her head kind of like shook and speak, and then Ashen translated saying like, "Sorry, we never saw this woman you speak of."
Hmm. Kira's thinking to herself, "It's like if she wasn't part of this village, why is she on this island?"
Yeah,
So,
say, "Sorry."
Well, she may have come here seeking adventure, and she may have discovered the weirdness before we have.
that's true. Or was she captured? Because she was in rags
Hmm.
as well.
Or she did what I did when I helped free, Red
Mm.
and Sully and so numerous other slaves. I hid amongst slaves to then free them. She may have done the same, something similar. Hide amongst the slaves so she can get intel and break out.
Hmm.
Well, what's our plan now, guys? Has Reef come back yet with the food, or?
Us probably like a few more minutes, but Reef would be back. Like I think
Yeah,
the whole
I,
conversation didn't probably take more than like
I will
30 minutes.
ask if there's anyone who needs medical care, and then spend as long as it takes to
Yeah.
see to everyone
Mhm.
who
So this
needs.
is me a bit of downtime. So Kyle will be tending to the sick. Um, there are some around Chief Hanami's age. They are the ones that are sick.
Mhm.
And yeah, you go hut to hut, and you're trying to you help them. What would um, Kira and Sully be doing while waiting for Reef to arrive? What would you like to do?
Sully would probably be playing with the kids.
Kira will let Sully borrow Lana to play with the kids too. Kira's probably gonna go around the village, see what she could do to help. Whatever can she use her strength to, maybe patch up some of the roofs, I guess. So I'm assuming this place has been like constant rain, right? That's why there's
Mm,
so much damage and stuff.
Yeah. Do they
Oh
have a large
god.
structure that has been able to keep the rain from penetrating the roof?
sorry.
Do they have a large structure that has been able to keep rain from penetrating the roof?
Uh, from penetrating the roof? No, it's more like the straws on top. So like there's still some water kind of like dropping
A
through.
little bit of
Yeah,
See,
inside.
I want to help them, give them some heat with some fire, but like if it's a
yeah.
constant rain, it's all the wood's going to be all wet.
Regardless, yeah. But you
Yeah.
guys can still make fire. It's just that like your typical probably like a bonfire would last you like hours would probably only last minutes because of the dampness of the of the situation. So yeah, so you guys can definitely attempt
We
to.
need out. We need alchemical fire.
You should, yeah, if you guys have it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we could kind of use this just a quick 5 minute break. Just use the washroom, grab some water, and then when we're back, Reef would be back as well, and we can what do you call this? we can go from there.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good. See you guys in a bit.
All right, see you all in
Bye.
5 minutes.
very alone with no friends.
Reef has survived the divine deletion.
Divine purity.
And welcome back to the stream. All right, as time passed, Kyle had provided some aid to the elders, and Sully is taking the woes away from the kids that's been happening to them by playing with them, and they're showing them that in these dark times, there's still time to laugh and enjoy themselves. Sorry, Kira, what were you thinking of doing while waiting for
Hmm.
me?
Just seeing what she can do with her strength. Maybe patch up the roofs or carry some
Yeah. So you,
stuff for the people.
yeah. So you using your spectacular strength, a lot of the like young girls that like seeing you just lift this massive piece of log. It's like, yes, you too can do this. uh, very powerful stuff.
Inspiring young girls everywhere.
Exactly. Um, yeah, you're just like helping out the village in any way you guys can. Moments later, Reef arrives with the kids that were assigned to wait with him, and they're excited. And yeah, your Reef, you just arrived. You noticed that there are more kids than you expected, and it what they call this? Kira is kind of like working on like making a sturdy kind of like hut or something, like helping the structure of things. And Kyle just stepped out of one hut. Assumably he just helped someone
Right.
inside. But yes, you are back.
So I had 3 bags of holding. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I find a table, clean it, and then drop 75 bulk worth of food on that table.
I should just like food just non-stop coming out of your bags, like everyone's jaws just drop to the floor, just like really shocked of the amount of food that you just brought these people. And
Holy crap! One bulk is 5 to 10 pounds. That is a lot of
a
food.
lot of that's a lot.
Up 375 to
Yep. Like
750 pounds of
That's
food
going to
on
take
that
him a
table.
while to get all that out of those 3 bags. So
yeah,
I will design and build with some of the materials in the, even if I have to convert one of the huts
Sure,
or
yeah.
some of the things, I'm gonna make a basically
a massive bowl.
assist in waterproofing at least one
Okay.
structure
Mm.
to where it won't get water in, so they have place to store the food without it going bad.
Yeah, they're going bad. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys
Because I'd
have,
hate some of this stuff to start go bad.
of course, yeah.
I will assist you by removing the humidity that is already there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
to
And
design,
I can just make it go away. Yeah.
Pretty much. As Kyle is showing off his powers, everyone is just more shocked than the amount of food that you're providing. You're literally controlling the raindrops around this structure. And this is like the first time in forever they saw a dry surface.
Yeah.
And they cannot comprehend how you're doing this. And Ashen just asked, like, are you all sorcerers?
and that, well, no, I'm a cleric of the Sun Throne. The power of 4 gods enable me to do the things I can help you with. It grants me the passion and desire to give you all the opportunity to make your lives better and to choose and follow a righteous path. And through that, through my power, through this amazing life that I've had where I've encountered such noble souls as those of my group, we are going to do what we can to make your lives a little better and give you the tools you can do where you can make a difference. So these are just minor things that we're going to do for you, but through the sun, the sun will return to your island.
And
I am just the first spark of the return.
yeah, you can kind of tell from
And then I get back to work.
You can tell from her expression she did not understand majority of what she just said. But the only thing she understood is this is like the mere things like the minimum things that you guys could do for them right now. And she just like, oh my god, thank you so much. That's all she understood. So as time passed,
I assume they are collecting rainwater for drinking, and they do not need help on that side.
in a sense, yeah, but they are having difficulty of like boiling them to make sure they're clean in a sense because trying to start a fire is really difficult for these people at the moment.
Right. Well, if they have any kind of container where they store clean water, I'll
Oh,
just
yeah.
fill those up for them.
Oh damn!
Oh my God.
Freshman Messiah just came
Just-
and provided food, provided water. It's like
Water.
Jesus Christ. and then and then Ashen just like,
So
are
this
you
is
all gods?
to shore up their largest structure, like their
Mhm.
community structure,
Yeah, he did really well.
to waterproof the roof.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
those-
they have a large space that can be a little more water
of course,
protected.
yeah. So you definitely provided a drier area to store
And
the
then
food.
Reef can come in and get rid of the water on the ground
Essentially, yeah, you
in
like,
that room.
there's like a vacuum just like removing all the dampness in this space. That definitely took some time. Now that you guys kind of like spent almost a big portion of the day, now like there are certain areas in this town, not just that one area, but you provided like a shelter, a dry shelter for everybody to kind of like stay in while you guys are trying to figure out what's happening on this island. You guys have managed to kind of like build a big enough makeshift shelter where everyone will just have to kind of like make do with the tiny space, but at least they're dry.
Actually, we could go one step further. If Kira goes and gathers us some wood, I can dry the wood, and they can use that shelter to have a fire going for whatever utilitarian purposes they need.
That was the next
Good
step.
idea.
You guys are
It's
just
once
full
you
of
go
like
large
We're just setting up civilization here.
just set up a new civilization. Yeah, no, yeah,
Don't
I love
mind
it.
us.
I love it. So you definitely like you can start to see joy from the faces of these children, and some of the elders that are now conscious thanks to Cal's medicine and healing. But definitely like adults that who are in the ranges of like you could tell like these kids' parents and those elders like children are not around now. Like only the youngest and the eldest of the tribe are in here. And as time kind of like pass by, what will be the next step for you all now that you have these people? The only lead that you know is that a man Malachi came like 7 months ago, and since then it's been raining. You guys were traveling.
We're gonna go. I think we're gonna go explore his house.
Like his the house that he was staying in. Yeah, definitely can. But would you do that the next day, or would you do that right now?
Probably. I figure we spent most of the day helping the villagers.
Yeah, we try to dry the roofs of as many of the huts and stuff that we can.
Mhm. Okay.
But while I'm doing that, Reef's doing that,
Yeah.
Kira's collecting wood, Sully was left to gather the information about the island, the guy.
Oh yeah, people always underestimate how much information children's retain.
That's true.
Fine.
Yeah. So,
So
upon
that's
playing,
the division of the labor while we're distracting and helping,
yeah, very
the
smart
humanitarian
division of
side.
labor. Yeah,
Sully can sneak around or not sneak, but
of
kind of
course.
No, he cannot. He could try to sneak around. It wouldn't
Yeah.
work, but he could try.
Although,
Yeah, you're
like,
not a sneak, but you are a mouth, so you're gonna pull as much information as you can.
but majority of the children here does not speak common, unless
What
you
do they speak?
some sort of
A native language.
I mean, we can ask the person who was able to understand us what language is spoken.
Yeah, she can be his
Is there
translator.
like an actual term for like tribe language in Pathfinder? Because actually,
There would be Mwangi would probably be pretty close to that.
I guess yeah, the closest would be like a Milwaukee language style. Yeah. but more of like Tien slash Milwaukee because they're more of the Tien side, so there's a little bit of more of like slang.
Right.
But yeah, as a combination of Milwaukee and Tien. But yeah, so it's like unless Sully understands.
Well, actually, I could fix that. So
Mhm.
for an hour,
Mhm.
I go ahead and cast comprehend language on Sully.
You can use one of your
Oh.
scrolls.
All right.
I'll use one of my scrolls.
Does that allow
And
you to
an
speak them as
hour.
well?
Yeah, it allows him to communicate with.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's like tongues basically from 5e. Nice.
basically, yeah. It's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
that,
So I give that to Sully while we're doing all that other stuff
Yeah,
before we
perfect.
go start. So he has at least an hour where he can
Mhm. So,
communicate with all of
for
them
sure.
without having to worry about.
For that hour at least, while Sully is playing with the kids and with his charisma, he was able to kind of like playfully find ways to slightly trick the kids to spill more information that he needed. As far as you know, that story of the chief Hanami are accurate. A man did come here not long ago. He appeared by himself with a small boat. It's not a ship like you guys. It's just a small boat. He appeared by himself, and then like he did. He understood their language. He was able to speak with them, and he brought like knowledge from the outside world. That's why some of the huts are like more, you know, influenced by the modern world compared to the other traditional tribe huts that they have. They got it from them, and then like as we were kind of like playing, you notice there was an area where it was purposely used to kind of like use as a field for harvest, where they would have made a fence and like line the earth properly too, so they could put seeds on it. But now it's just like a swamp um, in that area because of the constant rain. And then some of them kind of like spilled a story where like their parents or tried to look for them. They were arguing before. Some people think that Malachi wasn't the reason. Maybe it's just the gods, like just angry at them. But some of the adults are saying that like this never happened before until that man showed up, and then some group against the permission of the chief, they went ahead and tried to find Malachi, but they never returned. They don't know where they were. There were some kids who actually did try to look for their parents, but they also didn't return. Um, so that like now they're kind of like complaining that the chief is very strict on like children going away from the village. They can't get near where Malachi lives anymore because if some of the adults were correct that he was the reason this is happening, the chief doesn't want more children to be in in his way and get either abducted or killed. But that's pretty much how much I should gather. But you did mention like one of the kids did kind of like share a bit of a story, but the other kids are not like oh no, that's a lie, like just making fun of him that he's making it up. But he mentioned a story that he heard a roar once not long ago, like a really loud roar coming from the mountain.
Hmm.
And
Well,
that's
that could be
pretty
that could be our dragons.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. But like in terms of
So
like
do we get like a general map of the island from them, like an idea of the
they
shape of the island,
they
any other
yeah
notable landmarks?
they you can kind of like tell from the story that they gave you. It's like they didn't really start um like being more literate with everything until Malachi came. So they don't really have that much. They don't have a map. Essentially, all they know is kind of like they made their own kind of like marking that this area is safe to hunt. Like just a general direction. So you would probably need one of them to guide you. Most likely one of the young adults to guide you to where Malachi was living. That's all they remember, like the path. Oh, this stone looks like, an owl. We turn this way
Right.
instead. Like that kind of sense of direction, but other than that, they don't have an actual map of this place. but yeah, that's pretty much what Sully have gathered throughout his spending time with the kids, and the you guys are staying the night. You guys had a big feast because this is the first time these kids have seen many food. They're just ravaging through all the meat that you guys provided, and there's still a lot left over. And like you know, like that obvious belly from like a super skin and bones type of like kid, and then there's just a massive belly on them because they just ate so much food, and they're just like
Excuse
this
me as
stuff.
I scream. Party!
Food fight!
Oh my god.
Oh, in the rain and the mud. Ugh.
Yeah.
No
Not good.
thanks.
But since you guys have provided a dry space for you guys won't be fatigued. You guys were able to sleep well throughout the night because of the dry space that you guys have made. Very well done. The following day,
Actually, Reef makes it a point to sleep in the wet areas.
oh yeah, that's your environment. It's like this is my space.
Okay.
Yeah. As you would assume the sun is up, because the sky is a bit bright, but the rain is still continues to fall. The following day, you guys are now, getting ready, and some of the kids wants to play with Sully again, but you guys kind of like turn him down because you guys gotta go. Now, would you?
No. Sully goes to play with the kids, and Reef just grabs him by the neck.
That's much better. And but so would you ask Eshin to guide you guys, or would
Yes.
you use? Okay. So arguing, like I should kind of like mention that to the elder. The elder is arguing hard with Eshin that she mustn't go. And then Eshin just kind of says to you guys, I'm very sorry. I want to help you all since you all help us. But Chief Hanami is forbidding me to go near that man's house.
Could you take us as close as he will let you?
And then she translated to Chief Hanami, and Hanami starts yelling in their language, and then and
It
like
doesn't sound good.
yeah, and Eshin just kind of like says like she is telling me that if I go, even though not at his home, I might not return, and she doesn't want that.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can try to persuade them. that's always an option.
Yeah.
Well, this
Can
is
you-
this is born out of concern. I don't know that we want to override that.
Yeah, it depends on what your character would do.
Yeah.
But
Can
she
you
has
tell-
a genuine concern because yeah, everyone that leaves the village going near that man's home never came back. So like this is like a figure from the elder, and the other elders like that's now feeling better because of Cal.
Okay. All right.
Can
I turn off
you-
my glamour,
Mm,
so then my armor shows up.
mm,
I expand my meteor
mm,
shield. I draw my rapier,
mm.
give it a little divine boost of its divine ally energy,
Mhm.
and I look to the chief and it's like, she will return.
And like with amazement of what you just did, and Ashen spoke to the elder, and let the elder grabbed her arm, and then Ashen just kind of grabs her hand gently, pushed it down, and then she spoke to her again, and then Ashen stood beside you, and then she spoke in her language, and then Chief Hanami starts kind of like crying. You can kind of like tell from the intensity of their conversation that like Ashen is standing up to her for herself, and telling like Chief Hanami that like you guys will protect her and things like that. And Chief Hanami is speaking common. It's like you promise bring my granddaughter back.
I promise more than that. I promise to stand by her side as she builds her own strength and does what she's destined to do, which is participate in the liberation of your peoples. I will not promise that she will return. I will promise that she will be glorious.
Damn.
She will choose to be amazing, that she will choose to be your champion.
Mm.
You do not let her go as a child. You let her go as a beacon of the promise that your village can do for itself.
Mm.
And that she will be that touch point that can bring back the rest of your people.
Mm.
She will be aiding us. That we spent all day yesterday aiding you, just her giving us the right directions to do what we need to do enables us to do what we can. If you keep her here, we may not succeed. But with her help, we got this.
And
She got this.
as she's like speaking, Eshin continues to translate, and then Eshin, like after you finish talking, she finished translating. You know, the elders and like some of the children are like, you know, starts kind of like crying, and then Chief Hanami kind of like reaches back to Eshin, like to her face, and then kind of like gives her a little bit a hug, and then and she lets go of Eshin, and Eshin looks at you guys, it's like, I will take you to where Malachi lives. Follow me. And you guys proceeded. Give you a hero point for that. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good
See,
speech.
Captain, you
Yes,
should
sir.
take notes. He gives good speeches.
Yeah, I'll give him notes on how to completely not listening to read. I'll give him notes on how to give good speeches. It's okay. He did pretty well. Like the end was weak, but no, I think. And then I start like talking about the 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 the, the, the science of giving
Your speech.
speeches and
There has to
how
be an
people
intro, a
receive them.
climax, and so you guys proceeded. As you guys are getting deeper and deeper, and the mountains getting more like, you know, closer and closer to you guys. And after crossing through the forest, is it a plateau or like a plains area? It's like, you know, a vast plain area, and you can kind of like see the bottom of the mountain in the distance. And Ashen said like, his house is close, just right over there, and she continues to trek through with all of you. And you approach, you see a hut, like a bit of not more like modern in a sense of like the Pathfinder universe, like stone walls with like, you know, proper lumbar support from like, you know, planks and stuff, and proper like wood roof. It looks like it's been
Where do you find the materials?
um what do you call this? There are like stones and stuff like everywhere in like forest trees and stuff, but
So use modern techniques to build this hut.
in his case, yeah, he
Okay.
used modern
Where
techniques
do
on
you
this.
find the labor then?
Yeah, but-
Actually, the
But
townspeople.
yeah, the townspeople. He literally told them what to do to build his house.
We knew that earlier.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, it was the townspeople who built his house, so he's the only one with the dry house. All right, let me just load up my notes here.
A little bit of a scumbag moment.
Yep, it's like I'm teaching you how to build, but you're actually building my home.
I saw no tracks.
No. You did not notice anything.
Indubitably.
Let me show you how we do this. There we go.
Yeah. With that survival, you do notice there are tracks coming from the village to this path. It would appear that like this path that you guys are taking, a lot of others have taken this before you as well. However, about 30 feet away from the hut, or 40 feet away from the hut, the path ends. like not the path ends, but like the footprints ends there. And and when you guys are stepping across, you guys are the new fresh footprints on that side. But there's a clear kind of like line where the mud is untouched, and
We're
the other
we're gonna
areas touched.
not go across that line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna study first.
Okay, yeah, no, you guys stop right where that like obvious line
Yeah, yeah.
ends. Um,
Reef
End of footprints. We're not gonna pass that point because it could be a barrier of some
Oh, there's an easy
nasty.
way to check. We could just throw something there.
Right, yeah, but I'd rather test it than just walk right by.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so
Reef goes ahead and splashes some water through through
As you
that
kind of like
invisible line.
it does go through the air and like it lands on the mud on the other side. There's no visible barrier uh, around this place. You guys can cross through normally. That's not
That,
that's not an issue.
that's anticlimactic.
it's okay. Do we see anything weird about the hut? Like
Okay, give me a perception.
any concern or
Yeah, if you guys are just observing like this, you guys can do perception, see what you guys can pick
yeah,
from the
we want
distance you
to
said.
study it before we run out in there.
Sure. Damn.
Oh,
Kira
Lana,
sees
give me
everything.
sight.
Ultimate seeing. All right. So as you can tell that the outside appearance of this hut
Oh,
is.
geez, that's two in a row. I got water in my eye.
I think like the fur on your brow is kind of like blocking your eyesight a little bit because it's
Oh,
damp, so it's just heavy and wet from the rain. So Kira, as you kind of like notice that this hut seems like it's slightly abandoned. You can kind of like tell from like just observing everything. Since you got an at 20, I'll just give this. Um, the path that you're gonna kind of see from the footprints that was around the time where the door was kind of like from the edge of it around the same time that it was last opened, but now it's just like slightly open, and it appears that this house has been abandoned for weeks, and the muddy footprints that you guys are kindly standing on, the last print looks like about a week old. So if you guys do cross, it does seem safe. It just appears that like the last time there were people trying to cross here, the person who were living here was also here, and something must have happened to those people that tried to reach this house, but something happened to them. We don't know what. But aside from that, inside you can kind of tell from the light that you can like minimal light you kind of have from the window. You can kind of like tell. There's not glass window. It's just like a block. You can tell from the inside there's like a little bit of uh, glass tubes and like a wooden table inside, some books around and things like that. You can kind of probably someone was doing an experiment inside. You can assume just from where you're standing. But the door is slightly open, and looks like no one is home.
okay. I convey this information to the crew, and I prompt them to be like, "Hey, let's go. I think it'll be fine. Doesn't look like anyone's been there for a while. I don't see any traps or anything weird. I see some tubes in there, so there might be some clues in that house. So I think we should go investigate."
Let's go.
Mhm.
Okay, so I tell Ashen,
Mm.
do you know of any other of the Malachai's dwellings beyond this one, like up the mountain?
Well, we were after helping his home. We I haven't really seen Malachi since then. I don't know where he goes when he said he's gonna study the ores and the stones around
Okay.
our mountain, but there is a cave not far from here, that like you can and she pointed, and it's kind of like you can kind of see from the mountain. There's a bit of a trek, but then there is a slightly large like hole on it. It's like a bit of a distance, probably like a few hours of hiking. Um, and it's like
Can we figure out from her pointing and in the rain, can like with Sully's eye glass, and we know
Yeah.
where she's. Can we see the cave? And
Yeah, it's
we
not.
know where.
You went during the day, so even with the rain, there's still a bit of sunlight. Not a lot,
Right.
but you guys can kind of like tell that there is like a from the shade of where the mountain is, there is like a dark like patch on the side, so you can kind of tell where the mountain is just from where she's pointing. It's you can see it clearly.
Okay. And
And then
I say, hey Sully, I think we should let Ashton return to her people.
then it's up to you guys.
Oh, Sully.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. I think Sally is distracted in the in the mud.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I should.
I think it's safe for her to return now. Ashton.
Yeah.
Now,
Hmm?
with the oath that you gave her people, her grandmother, shouldn't we escort her back down rather than just let her go on her own?
Technically, you could, and because since you guys know the way now, you guys can come back by yourselves. It's up to you guys.
Mm, we would hate for something to happen to her while she was going back.
Lana could take her back fast, fly her back, and then fly back really quickly.
That works.
Oh yeah, flying
Yep.
backpack.
Oh yeah, she can do that.
She can fly. Yes. Is that what you guys want to do?
Well, why don't we ask Ashton? Hey, Ashton, do you want to fly?
Yeah,
Fly.
that's the glory. That's the
That's
glory.
the glory.
That's when you take out a little bag of pills, right?
So it's like she.
You want to go high?
Oh my gosh.
We can return you to your village really quickly with the aid of Lana.
And she's like, well, I don't know how that's gonna happen, but if you think it's safe, I guess I agree. And yep.
Here it says, Lana, yip, go.
Yeah.
Use a different phrase. I don't want to get flagged for copyright of that phrase.
Yip,
Bip bip.
yip,
Bip,
bip, go.
That works.
And Kaye, at the
Yeah.
end of it. Yip, Kaye.
You can do it. Alright, so as you kind of make it sound like Lana's wings expanded and she kind of like swooped in the air and then dived down and then kind of like bit on Ashen's kind of like clothes and then with like the hooves that he had like like to kind of like do this on his like Ashen's armpit and then she flew and she was screaming. Ah! She doesn't know how to react to this and she's just screaming the whole time she's flying back to her village.
She'll be fine, right?
Gone.
Yeah. Gonna need to work on Lana, man. That's not how you ease into a flight.
No,
Yeah,
she went full
Cal,
throttle.
man, her grandma's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
What can I say? Lana's still young.
Yeah, she's young. So now Ashen is heading back with Lana is not with you guys right now, and you guys proceeded to the hut. As you open the door, you can clearly see that this house were quite dry. From the inside, there's no leak. It's the driest you've seen, aside from the space that you guys created for the people. And on the kitchen area, there is a big pot, and on its table, you don't see like food or bread or anything like that, but rather instead you see like a collection of books of the arcane nature and what do you call this, and some vials and alchemical kind of like things with like evaporated liquid inside. It's like it's almost kind of like gone, and that's pretty much like what you kind of see so far. It just looks like this person Malachi, just based from the home that he has like he does experiments. And everyone give me perception. We're almost ending the session soon. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh
my
God,
Oh
Not
my. Oh no.
Jesus.
I lost Lana. That's why I
Yeah,
can't
you
see.
don't have Lana, yeah.
That's good.
Good excuse. Oh my.
Oh
Okay.
no!
No, now that the space is dry, Kyle's eyes are working a bit better.
Oh, hey. Ooh.
Oh,
Ah.
Well,
Ooh.
so Sullivan, you're the only one who noticed this. That in the corner of the house, there is a area where you can kind of like tell. How should I explain this? There's like a metal circular thing attached on the wall, where it's kind of it's what you're seeing in movies and cartoons and stuff, where like people use it to attach chains to chain people up, like on the
Oh.
wall. Like I don't know if it's called a hook or like a loop or something. So there's that like a couple of loops attached on the wall, and in that area of that particular corner of the house, there are markings of dry blood on the floor, on the wall where the hoofs are, and a few chains, worn out chains, right on the floor of where it is. Just
Yeah,
one,
so
like
as I
that would fit
pointed
one
out to
person in
my
there.
as I
Well-
point this out to my crew, I tell that doesn't paint a very pretty picture.
That does
This is
trouble
Oh,
me.
it's a
Where-
noose. Thanks, Spook. My friend
Oh.
said it's a noose. So it's a noose. Yeah, so a noose attached to the walls. But
that's
yes,
even worse what I was thinking.
but yeah, so that's what you guys see in the corner.
Here's this is where he started his foray into slavery. It looks like he bound someone here.
It can appear that way.
Can I tell what kind of blood this is from? Like,
Give me medicine.
I can roll for that as well.
Sure. Give me medicine. Okay. Oh wow. All right. So Kira, you kind of notice this, but Kyle notices the most because of his field of study. And the blood on the floor, it appears like it came from a person. The droplets, the dry droplets that's on the ground, it appears as someone like when the person was tied here, it was wounded and dripping blood, but not so much blood that the person could be in the dying state, but injured enough that it could leave some droplets. And the marking on the wall, it appears as though like like in some movies or whatever, when you cut someone, there's like a splash on the wall kind of like appears. So it appears like if the person that was tied here before was hit, and the direction of the blood splatter is from that particular hit direction, like left and right.
left-handed assailant.
Yeah, you could say. And that's pretty much what you can tell. It came from a person. Yeah, but you don't know if it's from one of the villagers or someone else that Malachi took here. You just don't know. And anything else you want to do with the hut?
Yeah, just saying.
If we take a look at the arcane looking books, what do we see from that?
Okay. So upon looking, you can kind of like see there are modern books. Generic study of like arcane necromancy, of a bit of occult magic, and even divine. It's a kind of like an array of schools of magic, like a textbook here, and from what are you adept with magical properties?
I do have like access to primal magic.
Okay, there from that particular section, that the books that you understand is primal magic related. You guys are spending time here reading through. You can kind of notice the section that was kind of like circled or like ripped off, like as if the focus of this Malachi person of study is studying how to grab magical properties from others. It's like trying to get either their life essence or their magical essence, just learning how to take it from someone.
Yeah, really doesn't paint a good picture.
I say we snag the books. Information for us and less information for him.
Yeah,
Win-win.
Yoink.
obviously there's a section or a book or two about on the religious nature of magics as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna probably want to
Look.
make sure that these aren't just abandoned in this area.
Yep.
And okay, so we are almost at the night. As you guys, I just
We're
want
gonna-
I just want to end it with this. As you guys are spending time learning through what's happening or trying to learn more about this Malachi person, you guys have spent about hours here. While you guys are focused on searching and trying to see every nook and cranny of this house, you hear a loud draconic roar coming from the cave. And that's where we'll end today.
What was the sea dragon's reaction to the roar?
We'll
That's
find out in the
true,
next
yeah.
episode.
Mommy!
Oh,
I hope not.
Cliffhanger. Yeah.
You probably don't want to be caught with a dragon's cub.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like send him back. Go shoot.
If it's anything like bears, it's not going to be good.
Probably not. Thank